Welcome back to GOMTV. This is Tasteless and Artosis. We've already done 2 best of 3s. Terran is winning today.
So far.
Take that, aliens.
So far, and our next match is actually going to be a ZVZ,
yes.
so Zerg is finally going to take a turn and win.
One Zerg might lose, though.
Probably.
Probably.
I
High
would
chance.
imagine.
High chance. So far today, Flash and Maru are fantastic. They're playing very well. We're going to see with the ZVZ what exactly is going to happen. I think overall action seemed to be a little bit more solid.
Yeah, he does seem that way. And, yeah, he just qualified for Code S. Remember, he beat Pet in ZVZ, I believe?
Right.
You were casting that one. And then beat Squirtle, I think.
I think you're right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Squirtle that he also beat. And so, you know, Code S player. That's going to be pretty tough here for Impact, but we'll see how good a ZVZ is.
Well, you really got to wonder about the morale impact here for Impact after that first best of 3 we casted. I mean, Maru mopped the floor with him. Maru was everywhere. And this is not to take away from Impact's skill or ability here. I'm not trying to diminish that when I talk about it. What I am trying to identify here is how is he feeling after a match that's that brutal.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that. Here we go, Tasteless.
In the bottom left, we have our red Zerg.
KT roster action.
And his opponent over here in the upper right.
Axiom Impact.
All right. Let's see what builds these guys are going to go for.
Yeah, ZVZ, there's a lot of different ways you can get to the same spot in ZVZ. There's a lot of different ways you can lose early on if you get too greedy. So it really is a balancing act of trying to stage just a few drones ahead, get the right positioning with your structures, and gather the proper intel so that you can respond accordingly.
That is right. You know, you got to have a pretty broad range of tactics at your disposal in this matchup. You got to be willing to cheese. You got to be willing to, you know, be very greedy at times. And you have to be willing to play right down the middle. Something safe, trying to get into macro.
Well, since it is ZVZ, we usually just watch the production tab for the first few minutes. So far, the builds are synced up, both going for the early spawning pool. They'll get the their hatchery and the extractors here shortly, along with the queens.
Well, so Tasteless.
Yeah, what's up, man?
While we wait for this,
please.
How was your night last night?
I just started watching the Mystery Science Theater Hour 3000 show again.
Yeah,
it's actually quite funny.
I thought it was just called Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were like throwing in a whole nother word and just making it really, really weird.
They needed more words in the name of that show. Is the problem. No, I've been watching that, and you know, I just took it easy last night. Went to bed. Woke up today, read a little bit, and then came in here to cast.
Yeah? What'd you read?
I read the New York Times.
Okay.
And there's lots of sad articles about that tragedy that happened.
Yeah.
Out here with the boat sinking.
Pretty
it's really
awful.
sad. Yeah, it's really sad.
Ridiculously
So
sad.
I did that. I woke up, I was sad, and then I came in here, saw you, and became happy again.
That's good. I'm glad that I can lighten your day so much.
I did go buy a Subway sandwich today.
I know that. You brought me a sub.
I did. I brought you a veggie sub. They didn't make it to my standard of veggie subs.
There's more green pepper in it than it
I've
needs.
noticed, okay, so when you go to Subway sandwich, here's what you got to look for.
Someone competent behind the counter?
Some people at Subway sandwich, you know, when you say, like, give me tomatoes, and let's say you're getting a foot-long sub, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't put stuff in the middle of the sandwich because they're going to cut it. Now, let me tell you something, guys. The knife cuts through tomatoes, meats, avocado. It cuts through basically everything. By the way, nice deflection there. Something
really
to
nice.
highlight for a second. Yeah, nice shutdown there. He does not get any intel there. Today, she just put down tomatoes on yours on one side and then on the other. Didn't, you know, the lettuce was sparse.
It's not the best sub I've had, Tasteless.
No, it's not.
Sometimes they try to be stingy, and then you just got to be like, no, you put more on there. I'm not going to buy this if you don't put more pickles on this.
I'll run away right now.
Don't even need to run there. You're watching them make it. They're not making it to your standards. Then just leave the store.
Our toes
put those back in. Go ahead. Put those tomatoes back in. Put the lettuce back in the box. These people in line behind me, I'm sure they want to eat that crap you already put on my sandwich.
Artosis is a hard ass.
Yeah, you don't screw with my sandwich.
You don't mess with this guy, yeah.
It's ridiculous. Want to be that greedy.
How bad is
Gross.
Subway sandwich? I mean, compared to other fast food, I mean, obviously it's not like. I mean, hey, Jared did lose all that weight. But no, I've always wondered this, like how awesome is that compared to like, you know, because I'm sure it's gonna be like better than Burger King or something like that.
I would imagine.
No.
I don't really know though.
I don't know.
I mean, mine are pretty good. They're just veggies and bread, right?
I would assume so. Yeah, I don't know much about this stuff though. We got a Roach Warren here in a third base coming down from Action. So Action definitely showing us much more of what he has in store so far. We have one Evo chamber being made.
That's right. Kind of cool to see such a quick third base. He's getting that Roach Warren to help defend it. Don't really know what Impact's plan is yet, because Impact, okay, he just throws down his third as well, but he has no Roach Warren, he has 3 gases, and no upgrades going. So, not quite coming together yet for us what he wants to do.
There's his Roach Warren. He wants to get that +1 range attack first.
Ah, yes. So at least he'll get that upgrade a little bit quicker. And I don't expect for Action to like go across and attack him. So, should be fine. But I don't know, in a lot of ways I like Action's build a little bit better between the two, just because he is getting such a quick third and he's getting this circling speed, which is going to let him control the map a bit more. But with that quick layer from Impact, he's going to be able to get Roach speed quicker. And that's important. But ooh, it's not that much quicker.
There's a possibility that Impact is going to have maybe a strong timing coming up here.
Possibly.
And keep in mind the second and the third are separated in such a way that, you know, they could you could isolate one and hit the other. But as I'm saying, that Action's making 16 lings. He's sending them north right as ling speed's going to finish here.
He is making a lot of lings tasteless. 22 out there already. He's going to have speed here in a moment. More lings popping out. 7 roaches on the way for Impact. But where's the rest of his army? What else does he actually have here?
Not sure. Oh my God, that was, oh my God.
Well, the roaches pop out just in the nick of time.
And now these lings are going to go for this hatchery. I think they could just wipe this hatchery out, Artosis.
Yeah,
there's really nothing
looks like it.
that he can actually do. And wow, to come down here and engage again, and that's a risk in a different direction here for Action, because he now has to win this engagement. If he doesn't, then the hatchery is going to complete, and this is going to be a loss here for the lings.
Well, you know what? He killed, it looks like 2 queens and a little group of roaches. So, you know, I would say that's still pretty good. And with more lings coming up, maybe he can do some more damage.
They are headed up right now. We don't have any queen over here. At the third, the hatchery is still frighteningly low, I should say, on HP. Now coming right over here, another nice surround here on the roaches, and the lings are going to get the hatch here too. Action is everywhere at once.
Well, it looks like he kills off these roaches, kills the hatchery. The drones do have to run away. Action just crushing Impact right now. Like, this looked very, very good from him. And look at this. Behind this, Action just sitting there making roaches. So he's keeping up in that roach count. Yes, he has less drones, but he has that third base. So his economy is going to get ahead for sure.
The lings regroup over here. Head up. I thought they were going to head up there maybe and try to hit the northern third base there, but they're not going to.
Might be waiting for a counterattack. You know, a lot of times when you kill the third base, your opponent has extra units because you lost some units killing it, and they'll go down the map to attack you.
You know, one of the things I love about the way that Action played this is he identified, okay, my opponent is getting an evolution chamber.
Yeah.
Why don't I just go ahead and attack him with these lings in large numbers, and I'm going to keep that roach number smaller. Then when I've actually got my roaches ready, I can attack up in here, and this roach number is nowhere near as impressive for Impact.
Yeah, well, that's how it worked out. We do have roaches on the move now for Action. He has more roaches at this moment, but of course we are a lot closer to Impact's base, so we'll see how much this actually works. Poking in with the lings, coming around the other side, and it looks like those are going to add a lot of damage as well, make it so they can't micro back as easily. This is a good engagement so far for Action.
Yep, Action going to spread out his roaches right now, but keep in mind, they're much closer to the production here for Impact. Impact can reproduce, but I got to say the roaches are really starting to win in larger numbers right now. For Impact, we see a few drones getting pulled here to try to help out in these fights.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to eliminate so many roaches. Every single engagement, Action is just doing so fantastic. Now, picks off that queen as well. And, well, this is him getting further and further ahead, Tasteless. He's up by, like, 40 army supply at the moment. 30.
Yep, I think this is going to snowball Artosis. He can actually get right where the Roach Warren is here. He can even hold position outside of here if he wants, and it's going to act as a funnel.
Can't really go wrong at this point. I mean, look at this. He's just got too much.
Very straightforward game.
Yeah. Action definitely showing his skill in that series, or that match, that first game, whatever we're going to call it.
It was really well done, man. Yeah. I have to ask myself, can Impact come up with anything from here?
You know, I think he's just a little bit outclassed in this group. If you look at it, right, he's got 2 of the top Pro League performers, one of which is in Code S, and then he's got Action, which is in Code S. And, for Impact, it's a little bit above his level for the moment. Yeah, and again, if you're just now joining us, RorO dropped out of this tournament since he's going to be going to Bucharest, as we are. For DreamHack, yeah.
For DreamHack. So, if Impact loses here, I mean, he should pretty much be screwed.
Yes.
The odds of him coming back from this are pretty low.
No, I mean, if you lose twice, you're just not going to win.
Right? There's just no way.
I think you just are done in the group, basically. Like, your last match might still matter because your last opponent has to beat you, but
you might be able to deny somebody else from moving on, but
possibly,
you can't
you can
win
still
from here and recover.
Impact the results.
Oh,
but not
that's why they pay
yourself.
him the big bucks, that's man. Right. You are good.
Yeah.
I think Impact is probably going to lose the series, man.
Well, let's hope that it's at least action-packed.
Whoa. Well, it's got to be either one of them. Either he's going to have a serious impact on this tournament, or it's going to be action-packed.
Well, I hope it's not over in a flash because
I'm like...
Maru, what I'm saying?
You beat me to it. I was going to try to use some word that is just not even a word for Maru. We're going to go into game number 2 here. We're going to go into game number 2 shortly. Whenever that's ready. Looks like that has not loaded up just yet. We do have the players playing from the studio. I always check the Korean PC down there because I can see their preview screen from where we are. It's loading now, and we should be going into this shortly.
That's right.
So far, Action is just in another league from where Impact is.
It looks like it. But we'll see how well Impact can play in this next game. Sometimes EZ can be a little bit deceiving as to the level of the player.